Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you're enjoying some of my tips and encouragement. I wanted to actually jump on today and talk a little bit about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and one of the reasons why I got into mentoring, and that is self-worth. So my story, I've shared a little bit about it on my podcast. I don't actually know if I shared this part though. So my story, I came from a divorced family. I went into the bar and restaurant industry, in the modeling industry, and for years, and was looked at as like a commodity based on how I looked. That's how I made my money. So, I put my worth for so many years in what people thought of me. And so over the years of doing all of that, I just always got to a point in my life where what other people thought of me mattered more to me than what I thought of me. So I think part of my own healing journey, and with mentoring women and studying human behavior, I've come to this like self-discovery moment and found some connectors. And so, one of the things that I learned while I was working with women in recovery and addiction was that two of the top things that caused women in recovery to relapse were financial stresses and relational stresses. So when I took women into my home and mentored them one-on-one, they had already gone through rehab and they'd already gone through transitional living. And I brought them into my home and worked with them on basic life skills, how to get reacclimated back into society, how to handle disagreements with bosses, how to write resumes, how to dress for success, how to get out of survival mode, because in the addiction community, a lot of people were living in survival mode. And so now, several years later, after having a house and mentoring women in Nashville for about 10 years, and coming to Michigan and taking the time to actually dig in a little more with my own stuff, and also take several classes on human behavior, cognitive behavioral therapy, I found like this link, and I'm sure other people have found it that do this work, but this is like where my passion is most people that struggle in relationships and financially have typically this core issue with self-worth. So, it's interesting to me that in the addiction community, the two things that cause people to stumble or relapse are financial stress and relational stress. And then in the studying of human behavior, the people who struggle with financial stuff and with relational stuff is connected to self-worth. So as a coach, my core passion is to help people navigate, the next best steps in their life and find out why they're having struggles in certain areas. And I don't work with just people in addiction, in the addiction community, and I don't work with just people in the non-addiction community. I work with people who God sends me. I've had this gift since I was 18 or 19, to just innately be able to relate to people and help them find the no, I'm just cold, Brian. So I work with them just to find their next best steps in life. Thanks. So anyway, I just wanted to jump on here today. It's Saturday, and we all are in this place at this moment where we are struggling just to kind of find our footing and to make sense of what's going on around us. And so a lot of things are being brought up. A lot of things people are struggling with are just their emotions and their fears. And, it's going to bring stuff up about our self-worth. And, this is out of our control. This is not something that we can control. We just have to trust the process. And whether it's trusting the government in the process, I choose to trust God in the process, and know that everything will work out. But I just wanted to jump on here today, and just the reason why I've been sharing these little tidbits over the week is because at the end of the day, in my coaching business, I help you dig in. I don't do the work for you. The girls that have lived in my house, when I had a house in Nashville, I didn't do the work. I just asked the right questions. The clients that I have, I don't do the work for them. I ask questions and I hold them accountable, and I find out, what they're looking to have done, what they're looking to find answers to. And sometimes in coaching, it's hard. I have several of my own coaches, and you get bumped up against your edges often. And in order to really call in the type of work you're wanting to do, or the type of relationship you're wanting to have, you're going to have to address any and all self-worth issues, or you're just going to keep cycling back in. Because if you don't feel worthy of being paid for the amount you're worth in whatever job you're in, whether it's doing hair or coaching or, anything that you charge somebody for, if you don't feel worthy, then you're not going to draw in or bring in the right kind of people. Same with relationships. If you don't feel worthy of receiving the right type of love, it's not going to come in. You're going to keep getting in those crazy dysfunctional push-pull relationships. And that's just something that I've learned along my healing journey, and how I ended up kind of getting into mentoring in the first place is that I saw more in people than they saw in themselves, and I just wanted to help them see what they had. And it's been so cool to be able to work with people and see them come out of some crazy places and be successful. But having a routine, like I talked about earlier in the week, having movement, meditation, motivation, having just things set up in your life. These are the kinds of things that I help people with. I still am learning how to talk on video, but other than that, but that is also connected to self-worth, because I've always been concerned with how people saw me. So when my coach told me, to get on camera, it was something that I had to like process and dig in and do my own work and come up against my own edges of like false beliefs that I had in myself from all those years of being in the modeling industry and all those years of being in front of people because of the way I looked. So it's been an interesting process for me, and I'm just excited to be able to, coach more people in finding their next best steps on their journey and finding their purpose. So anyway, I just hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I just wanted to share a little bit more about what I do, and also let you guys know that I do have a 21-day free gratitude journal that is on my coaching site. It does help jumpstart your routines. If you want to check it out, you can go to www.destinycoach.life and fill the little box out, and I will send you a free gratitude journal to get you on your journey to be able to start your new habits. New habits matter. So you guys have a great Saturday. Enjoy.